Are you struggling with hair loss? Well, before you give up and start rocking that bald look, get yourself a box of Novaxidil. It's the only clinically proven triple action hair loss treatment on the market. It has 5% minoxidil, which is the gold standard for regrowth. But minoxidil alone will not prevent further loss. For that, Novaxidil uses DHT blocker ketoconazole with added nicotinamide, vitamin K, biotin, and collagen peptides. Basically, every single ingredient you could possibly think of in one product. So stop rubbing peppermint oil behind your ears and get something that works. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Novaxidil.
All right, guys, this is Anabolic Academy on serious and silliness bodybuilding. And if I'm not as upbeat as I usually am, it's because I've been battling COVID this weekend. I got hit real hard. I've been sick since Friday. Well, Saturday, really. It is now Monday night. So I've been feeling like crap. Haven't been able to put out too much content. But I'm going to do Anabolic Academy. Now, I didn't do Shooting the Breeze because one, I have COVID, and two, Lee Priest is on, he's in the UK. He is making his rounds. I believe he's being sponsored by Gym Reaper, if I'm right, or it might be another sponsor, but he's going on a tour to gyms where he's making a living. And I think he is in Scotland right now, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure. But you got to go on his Instagram. The pictures of the gym he's had is phenomenal. But anyway, so here's what I'm going to do. No Shooting the Breeze this week. Next week, I doubt Lee's going to be able to make it because in the UK, he's 6 hours ahead of me, right? When he's in Australia, I think he's 14 hours ahead of me. So it's like tomorrow morning when I'm doing it at 8:30 at night. So it works perfectly. But anyway, so if he can't make it, which I doubt he could until he gets back from his tour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I could find people to fill in until he gets back. And I'll try to get some good people that will be bodybuilding beneficial, and also we could just shoot the shit and talk about everyday things. So next week, I don't know. I'll put it together. I apologize for not having that live feed this week, but next week I will definitely put that together for you guys. And believe me, if I was feeling better, I would have done that this week. But yeah, no go. I really got knocked on my ass. 2025 is not doing so good so far. I mean, I know it's early, but I mean, it's like this is the third time I was like severely sick this winter. I had somebody cancel on me on my other channel. Fucking great, unbelievable. Anyway, all right. So, Anabolic Academy. What is this? This is when you ask me questions, I answer them. So you could reach me on my Instagram, Serious and Silliness. You can reach me on TikTok, John Livia. You can reach me on Facebook, John Livia. You can email me, UncleJohn1201 at Gmail, or my other email. Sorry, I know I'm a little congested. My other email is John_Livia at yahoo.com. Or if you see me in public, just ask me and I will answer them right here on Anabolic Academy, and it will be up the following day, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, let's get to the questions. Fran is the man, because Fran is the motherfucking man. Sent me 2 questions. If your brothers ever decided to do anabolics, would they achieve similar physiques like yourself? All right. Obviously, anabolics and workout. That answer would be no. Because my brothers were never into working out. Never. They've tried when they were younger, they just wasn't into it. My and they're all significantly older than me. My oldest brother is 14 years older than me, and my other brother is 11 years older than me. My middle brother likes to hunt. That's his thing. And my older brother is a big biker guy. He loves his Harley Davidsons and Indians, and he's been in bike clubs since he's a kid. That's their thing. They don't like working out. So then, no, if they were to start now and do anabolics, no. I mean, would they see improvements? Of course, but they wouldn't be like me. I mean, I don't sound like a dick, but that's the truth. I mean, I've been doing this since been working out since I'm in high school, and learning and continuing to learn. And that's what's great about this show. Sorry, man. I know I'm congested, but I'm doing the best I can. fucking dying. All right. That's what's good about this show is that you ask me questions. And if I don't know it, I got to go research it, which makes me smarter. It makes me know more about bodybuilding because you can never stop learning. Anybody who says, who thinks he's a know-it-all, walk away from him. Ignorance is when people think they have all the answers and they don't listen to somebody who has a different opinion or a different educated opinion. There are plenty of times that I'm discussing bodybuilding or talking to people and somebody brings up a different scenario or a different twist on something or brings in facts that I didn't know. And I go, oh, I didn't even think of that. I mean, Orange does it all the time because Orange is a fucking bodybuilding genius. But Orange does it, all the time. He'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't even think of that. And even the other guys, Bo, Dorian. Dorian is excellent in the gym, like working out. You should go to Dorian Haywood's YouTube channel. He really has really good content when it comes to training in the gym. He really knows what he's doing when he's training in the gym. I think honestly, when he's all done competing, he's going to be, he's already trains people, but I think when he retires from competing, I think he's going to be one of those really top tier trainers because that's how good he is in the gym. Yeah, just YouTube Dorian Haywood. I'll put it in the description area so you guys can just click and go because I forget what it is. I know it's Dorian Haywood something, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Second question from Fran is the man. Do you think artificial intelligence will ever replace coaches to prep bodybuilders? No. And the reason why is because there is not a lot of fancy technology and money that goes into bodybuilding. It is a very niche sport. So it is always based on what we can learn, right? I could probably see artificial intelligence going into the NFL or the MLB or a big market, or basketball, the NBA. Maybe I could see that happening. But to invest for the IFBB to invest in artificial intelligence or for a bodybuilder to invest in artificial intelligence, I just don't see it happening, right? I don't know much about artificial intelligence, okay? I don't know, but I'm sure it is not cheap, and I'm sure it has advanced technology that we've never tried before, and usually bodybuilders are the last ones to receive any of that new technology, right? Usually the high standard athletes like the NFL. The NFL usually gets it all first because they're the NFL. I mean, let's face it. They're the NFL is, the shit. Or maybe in soccer too. In the UK they call it football. I'm sure they have huge budgets that they could spend on, but I don't see that happening in bodybuilding. Unless there's a different reason, and you guys know more than me. So just hit me up in the comment section if you think I'm wrong, or maybe I'm missing something about artificial intelligence that I don't know because I don't know much about artificial intelligence. Anyway, next question from Billy Del Russo, who is a hairdresser who happens to be all my European bodybuilders. This is a great supplement line, AmericanSups.com. That's American-SUPPS.com. They have a great lineup. Believe me, you won't be disappointed. Go to their website, use discount code SAS10. They have an extensive line of supplements and workout gear. SAS10, AmericanSups.com. You will not be disappointed. It's the strangest thing. I don't know why a man who is not a homosexual would want to be a hairdresser, but here he is, Billy Del Russo. And he has people going to him. Like, I'm not talking like a barber. Like, he has girls going to him. Like, if I was a chick and I'd be like, I'm going to a guy, I'd want that guy to be gay to do my hair. I wouldn't want him to be straight because I would just make it look like a tramp. All right, enough fucking with Billy. He says, your take of collagen peptide powders, necessary or beneficial? All right. Collagen peptide powders. Okay. So basically, what they're supposed to, the benefits of it is supposed to be skin health, the reduced joint pain, digestion, heart health, prevents bone loss, increases muscle mass. All right. Now, so basically, here's what happens: you drink the collagen peptide powders, and it breaks down to amino acids. And from the little bit of research that has been done, there's not a lot of extensive research done on collagen peptide powders. But from what I understand, the majority of the amino acids lead to healthy skin. Okay. Um, and but obviously, amino acids could lead to other things too, right? So I personally think for bodybuilding, it's a waste because you could just use a branched chain amino acid or essential amino acid uh, drink, or you could just use your whey protein. I don't know too many bodybuilders that are on this protein collagen peptide powder. I don't know too many guys that do that. I think they would probably agree with me that for bodybuilding, it's a waste. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? If it just transforms into amino acids after you digest it, then give it a shot. If you like it and you see a difference, keep using it. If not, oh, it's not that expensive. I looked it up. I mean, you can get it for like between $20 and $40 a tub. Uh, but if I had limited resources, that would be the last thing on my list. If I was a young guy looking to put muscle on, the first thing would be whey protein. That's it. Whey protein isolate. That would be what I would spend my money on. Okay. Um, and I mean, after that, like if you had money to spend on supplements, right? Like me, okay. I mean, I'm 48, so you know, I make a good dollar now at my age, so I can afford these supplements. Here's what I take: whey protein, pre-workout, greens, multi-mineral, multivitamin, vitamin D, vitamin C, CoQ10. Oh, and fiber, fiber lysics, actually, which I have to drink when I get out of here. Um, that's what I spend my money on. And to me, there's no other reason to spend any more money. Um, I don't think a essential amino acid or branched chain amino acid intra workout drink is necessary because I take in enough protein. Now, if you do want one, Armana DB makes a good one. You go to armanadb.com. I'll put his link in the description. And of course, I Prevail makes one. If you're in Europe, American Subs makes one. But Armana DB's one because I've tried it and it's actually tastes pretty good. And I liked it because he sent it to me to try. I don't know if you guys saw it. We were talking about it with the guys with the other when I did Muscle Talk. But it was good tasting. I liked it. I'm not the kind of person that's going to stay on branched chain aminos or essential amino acid uh, mixes because I get enough protein. I'm still eating. Even though I don't eat nearly as much as I used to, I'm still eating 5 meals a day, including shakes. Right. So I eat three, whole meals, and then I do two shakes. That's what I do now. Right. And that seems to be enough to maintain. I mean, I feel great at the gym, putting muscle on at my age, doing pretty good. So those are the supplements I would take. Collagen peptide powders would be the last thing on my list. If Billy, the not homosexual hairdresser, wants to give it a shot, give it a shot. They're not that expensive. If you want to try them, try them. But personally, I wouldn't waste my time or my money, motherfucker. Okay. Last question. I always hate when I have the last question. Kali_baby on Instagram. One, is there a huge difference between natural cutting and PED cutting, or is it just about eating in a deficit? All right. I've done both. All right. So, I mean, I never did a natural show, but the year before I competed the first time, I had met a trainer and I was natural. I wasn't using anything. And she gave me this diet, and the diet was a pre-contest diet. And I used it because I was actually going on spring break with my friends, right? Back then, you'd go to Cancun. I don't know if they still do. I don't know where the hell kids go anymore on spring break, but back then you would go to Cancun. So I did this diet and I got really lean. and really had all my abs and everything. But of course, I was like, how much did I weigh? 160 pounds. I was thin. I was lean. I wasn't using anything. Um, as far as the process to cut, it is going to be the same. It is going to be high protein. It's going to be carb cycling. It is going to be lots of hydration, water, cardio, training heavy to try to maintain as much muscle as possible. The results between cutting while on anabolics and cutting naturally are by far completely different. Completely different. And not even what you look like. Obviously, I mean, if you look at the picture of me when I did the Brooklyn Grand Prix, right? That was probably the best I've ever looked. And of course, I was using anabolics and so on and so forth and blah blah blah. So, yeah, that I mean, obviously, it works a lot, and you're able to maintain a lot more muscle. And of course, a lot of the anabolics are hardeners, or you're using clenbuterol to burn fat, or you're using T3 to burn fat, or whatever the fuck else, diuretics the day before to get rid of water. But here's another thing that a lot of people don't realize: when you train heavy, when you're natural, unless you're some kind of freak of nature and you're dieting and you're losing weight, you're obviously going to be losing muscle. I remember when I used to train natural I trained natural before 22 and before the age of 22. And then from 25 to 29, I didn't touch anything. Uh, the reasons why are different. It wasn't a health reason, it was a decision. From 25 to 29, I didn't touch anything. Nothing. Completely natural. And I remember, dieting, getting in shape, maybe the summer was coming or whatever the case may be. And I'd be losing weight, doing lots of cardio and drinking water and eating plenty of protein and taking, whatever supplements I could take. But I remember trying to continue to train heavy, but I would pull muscles because my muscle wasn't as strong and couldn't keep up. I remember I would pull my back every time I dieted and I got down like really lean and I would do arm rows or deadlifts. I would pull my back. I mean, it was always a muscle, pulled muscle or something like that. And I have to go to the chiropractor and put a heating pad on it. But when I did it with anabolics, that never happened because the muscle is so much stronger and so much denser and harder when you're on anabolics. It's just never happened to me. But as far as the philosophy behind dieting and prepping for a contest, it's going to be the same. It is going to be the same whether you're using anabolics or you're not. That's it. And so basically, using anabolics is up to you. It is your decision. Now, I'm not on here preaching that you should. Okay. If you decide that you want to compete, especially in the NPC, then it benefits you to use anabolics because they're all using it. Not too many guys like Ronnie Coleman or Kai Green running around that are freaks of nature and are like 0.00001% of the population that could get a pro card naturally. Okay. Forget it. You're not one of those people. Okay. You're not. You're not. But if you don't want to use anabolics and you want to compete, go into a natural circuit. Like do NGA or there's a whole bunch of them. And and you know what? You want to know the trick? I've been around the natural circuit. I went to a few NGA contests. The people seem to be a lot more down to earth, a lot more willing to share information. Um, Regular knock around people that kind of just want to get in shape and they work full time and it's kind of something that they want to do. You don't have these nut job NPC national level nut jobs that bodybuilding is everything and that's their world and everything revolves around that and their head is up their ass and if it doesn't lead to muscle, we don't want to talk about it. You don't really get that too much in a natural circuit. I mean, and believe me, there were a handful of guys. I mean, okay, there were plenty of guys that were on the national circuit that you go, wow, who told you to be up there? But there were a handful of guys that were pretty good, that had great physiques, especially when men's physique came around, a classic physique came around. Um, But that is my explanation for that. Well, so this is what I'm going to tell you guys. I'm sorry I wasn't on top of the content this weekend, but once I'm better, which it should be during this week, content is going to be going up. Next week, if Lee can't make it, somebody else will be joining me. I don't know who. I'll figure it out. Somebody else will be joining me on Shooting the Breeze on live Monday nights at 8:30 Eastern until he is back to our regular schedule or whatever. We're still going to be doing muscle talk. We're going to be doing contest coverage and gossip and all kinds of stuff. But all right. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I love every single one of you bastards that support my channel and support me. So I will see you soon and later. Peace. Beer League Warriors apparel. Great clothing for the gym. Great clothing for any workout you do. It's that dry fit that everybody likes. Good quality, great prices. Support small business now. Don't buy from Nike or Adidas this week. Get your clothing from Beer League Warriors apparel. Just go to beerleaguewarriors.com. They have a great selection. Believe me, you won't be disappointed.